These examples are from section 2.5 objective 4. We're going to solve formulas for a specified variable. We'll do examples 5, 6, and 7 starting on pages 151. The thing that you want to keep in mind when you're doing this is that what you're working with is pure algebra. You don't really have numbers for the most part. You'll have a few in there as coefficients, but you want to do your order of solutions is what I like to call it. And what order of solutions will be is the order of operations backwards. Now you all are familiar with, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, for parentheses, exponents, then you multiply and divide, and then you add and subtract. Well, what you're going to do with order of solutions is order of operations backwards. What you're going to do is undo order of operations. So the first thing you're going to undo is anything added or subtracted. Then the second thing is you're going to undo anything multiplied or divided. And then you're going to work your way on down to order of operations. So keep that in mind as we move example to example here. Here's the first one we're going to do. We're doing example 5, and this is area equals length times width. And when it says A equals LW for W, W is what you're going to be solving for. So what I want to do is isolate W on one side. So what you've got is L times W. And the way that you undo multiplication is with division. We don't have any addition or subtraction to worry about. So if you want to get W all by itself, you're simply going to divide both sides by the only thing in its way. And that's divide by L on both sides, just like you would if it were a number. What will happen is the L's will essentially cancel. L divided by L will be 1. So you're left with 1W. And that's actually your last step. You have W equals A over L. And you have solved area equals length times width for the width. So the width of a rectangle will be the area divided by the length. Now example 6 is perimeter formula. You have perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. I'm going to solve that for L. Now there's more than one way of doing this problem, but we'll stick with the book's method. Since you have addition, you're solving for L and you have addition to do. Remember that was the first thing in order of solutions that we put down. It's the last thing in order of operations. The first thing in solutions is to undo plus 2W. So let me just handwrite this in. P equals 2L plus 2W. So move that 2W just like it were a number. Subtract 2W from both sides. And here's what you're going to end up with your next step. And pretend if it's a number if it starts getting confusing. 2W minus 2W, those cancel. So your second step is P minus 2W equals 2L. Now to get L by itself, this is 2 times L, so you're just going to divide by 2. Just like if you have 2x equaling a number, you would divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so you're left with L equals, and then just copy down what you have over here. Perimeter minus 2 times the width divided by 2, and that's your solution. Now keep in mind on this fraction, we haven't covered this a lot in class yet, but this too will affect both terms. So it needs to be included underneath for both. The other way of writing this would be P over 2 minus 2W over 2. So another version could be simplified to P over 2 minus W, because the 2 divided by 2 would cancel to just 1W there. If this makes sense, or if you've used an alternate version and got this, that's fine. But all three of these would be acceptable. Just watch your simplification on here. And lastly, we're going to do example 7. So this Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32. So you might be familiar with that from science class. I put the 9 over 5 in parentheses just out of formatting limits on my program here. Let's write it the way it's printed in the book. 9 over 5c plus 32. We're going to solve it for c, so we're going to get c by itself. So you see on the side with c, you've got plus 32. So again, you're going to undo any addition or subtraction first. So I'll show this up at the top and then rewrite the step. I'm going to flip this around also. I want my 9/5 C, just out of ease of showing you how this works, on the left side, where it would have been on the right side. I'm going to put F minus 32 on the right side instead of the left side. Just gives me easier access to this fraction. Now, there's two ways of clearing this fraction out, but the easiest way is to multiply by a reciprocal. Let's make that 5 over 9. And I'm going to enclose this in parentheses, and we'll multiply that by 5 over 9 also. When I multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, what happens is 5 divided by 5 is 1, 9 divided by 9 is 1, so it isolates C for me ahead of time. It is perfectly acceptable to be done at this point. Make that F minus 32 in parentheses. If you distribute that 9 out and a 5 out to both terms, you're actually just making it work harder. You'll make that 5/9 F minus, then you have to do 32 times 5, which would give you 160. Then you'd have to put that over 9. Or you could write that as 5F minus 160, all over 1/9. This is really what I prefer you to stop at. But if you used a different method than what I used and still ended up with one of these, then you know you still have the correct answer. Those are all three mathematically the same.